welcome to episode 3 of our podcast. My name is Manuel.
And my name is Elena.
And today's topic is The Simpsons, the most famous animated sitcom in TV history.
Yes, that's right. So everybody, I believe, knows those yellow characters that are so special and so funny.
Yeah, the series was invented in 1989 by Matt Groening, and it became a total hit on TV right after the first 2 seasons, I think. And it became a great show with good satire, and the stories also were very interesting and funny, of course. The characters were very well developed, and it went on, well, till today. So for 31 seasons, I think it's a TV record, and it's still going. So it's still a huge brand that produces a lot of money and success.
Yes, so as I said, The Simpsons are well known everywhere, I believe, and everybody of our age was grown with them. So, like, I remember coming back from school and switching on the TV, of course, watching The Simpsons. So it was like a thing you did every day after school.
Yeah, but what's so interesting about this kind of show? Well, it's simply explained. The Simpsons are a parody of the average American family in the United States, as far as the late 80s, early 90s society of the United States goes. So you have the average father of a family, Homer Simpson, which is, of course, a funny guy for sure with alcohol problems. He's not very smart, but most of the times he can come up with good ideas and good decisions, at least to solve his own problems, maybe with other members of the family or with other people. Then you have his wife, Marge Simpson, which is the average woman in an American society. So a smart woman, very calm, quiet, and, well, pretty serious, I can say. So she can handle a joke, of course, but she's always very respectful of the others and tries so hard to solve the problems of the family, or just keep his husband quiet with all his crazy ideas and situations. So that's what goes for the parents, at least.
Yes, what I really like is the relationship, of course, you have between Homer and Marge, because it's always the rational part that, of course, is Marge, so the wife part, and then the completely crazy part of Homer. So yes, his crazy ideas, his crazy thoughts. So he's always coming up with strange things, and you can see Marge every time trying to find a solution or to find something to solve the problems that the husband brings. So yeah.
Then you have the children, so we can start from Bart Simpson, the typical, how can you call him? I wouldn't say like a rascal, maybe a rascal, yeah, so he's always creating troubles because he wants to get attention from the others. So it's like, I mean, it is addressed in many episodes. So he's always seeking for attention because maybe he doesn't receive enough at home, because of course he is the big personality of the father is always in the way, and of course he's always creating trouble. He's not a bad kid, but sometimes he really doesn't care about the consequences, and sometimes he already knows he's not gonna pay any consequences regarding what he does at school or outside of school, and thus creates this I don't know, like a little criminal image at school, because he's always arguing with the principal of the school or the teachers. He's really, he is the teacher's greatest nightmare at school. And on the other side, you have Lisa Simpson. She is the genius, basically. So she's a very, very smart child. She's talented because she can play the saxophone and she's really good at it. And she's always reading books and writing things, and she has her own diary, and of course she's always well informed about everything that goes on in the world. So any social topics, or well, even problems outside of the United States. So basically she knows the world condition at the time. So because I mean she's reading the news and things like that. So she's always the serious side of the family. She goes quite well along with Marge, but it's a different personality because Marge is more of a rational character for sure, but she's more like, if you don't know it, no problem, just don't mess with it. Lisa is the other way around, so she always wants the right thing to be done, and she's always arguing with the father because, for example, she decided to become a vegetarian at a point during the series, and of course he doesn't accept that, and she's also a Buddhist, so that's another problem that came out because, of course, the family is Protestant, and basically it's an ongoing situation. She's like a pre-hipster of TV, so she's always into new things that could look weird maybe to some people, and she really is on another side with reference to the other people.
Yes, so here with Lisa and Bart, you have the common idea of the relationship between brother and sister. So like always hating each other, but at the same time they love each other so much. So you can see that during the episodes, and that is really funny because, of course, if you have a brother or sister, you know what it means. So fighting and then, of course, arguing, but at the same time, of course, you love your brother or sister. So then the problems, of course, get solved. What I really like is that practically Lisa is the brain of the family. This doesn't mean that the other characters are not intelligent, but she's always the one that tries to bring normal things inside the family. So she wants her family to be normal. So she hates so much that Homer is a little bit stupid and he's always thinking about stupid ideas or crazy ideas, that Bart always gives trouble to the family. And of course, she doesn't understand why her mother has this peaceful role inside the family. So she's always the one trying to bring normality. And I think it's pretty funny that she's just an elementary school child. So of course she's really, really smart and really, really intelligent. So that makes me laugh a lot.
Yeah, because the funny thing is that Lisa is just 8 years old, and she thinks, acts, and speaks like a 30-year-old. So, and it's not the only funny thing, because now we have to get to the last member of the family, Maggie Simpson. And we were talking about being a genius. Yeah, right. So if you take a look at Maggie, she's just an infant. I don't know. I think she's 1 or 2, maybe.
Yeah, maybe 1.
Yeah, I think 1. And she's so smart because, of course, she can't speak, but she helped the family many times. And this is what creates a boundary, I guess, between being something real and being something not so real. So like more an animated cartoon. Because I still remember one episode when she saved Homer's life by shooting down some gangsters with a sniper rifle from the window of their house. And of course, Homer didn't know that, and it was funny, and at the same time it was crazy because of course this is not a possible situation. But what's so great about the show is that if you take out the crazy situations that sometimes happen, also with Homer for sure, and like stunt situations and maybe crazy thoughts, but it has to be like that if it has to make you laugh. The funny thing is that basically what's the core of the series is just everyday normal life, because the family struggles with things that can happen to you basically. So you have to be careful with the money because you have a lot of things that you have to calculate. And so if you have to I don't know, pay the bills and not waste money, and this is really common. And or going to school and having a good grade, or being careful at work if you don't want to get fired, and situations like that. Then of course you have other aspects revolving the family, like lost brothers and returning mothers and so on. So you have different situations, and of course the ideas were really great at the beginning, but of course it's really difficult to keep fresh for over 30 years. So I think that around season 9 and so on, I think it went a little bit downhill. A little bit, of course, because the quality was still good, but it really went downhill like one season after another. And now you have some kind of watered down product. Well, it doesn't look anymore like an animated sitcom with irony or satire. It's just some sort of kids show that has easy laughs, but doesn't have anything that makes you think so about what they try to communicate. And if in the beginning it was a satire or a critic of the society, I don't think it is anymore, or maybe just sometimes. So it's really not the same, and it's really, I don't know. Maybe they should start thinking about closing it down, but it still produces so much money that I don't know if they will ever do that.
No, I think they won't, because, of course, they are earning a lot of money from it. But anyway, yeah, as you said, so the most interesting part is that you have practically common life. And yes, so there are a lot of things that make you think. So inside the episode, you can see the family changing jobs, changing life, or so building new relationships, and so on. But at the same time, there's always a reason to make you think about the situation. So I'm thinking also about the grandpa character, for example, that we didn't mention, that he's always alone. So, and he's always, and sometimes the family doesn't, it seems they don't care about him. And this makes you think a lot about elders, but also young people. So the relationship between Lisa and Bart and Maggie, of course. So you can see the two brothers trying to make Maggie as they are. So like Bart trying to make her a little bit like him, and Lisa on the other side, she wants her to be like herself. But yes, the problem is that you don't see the three children grow up. I think this is also a problem. So because they are stuck there, and you don't see anything else. So you don't see how they develop.
Yeah, a funny thing is that after some seasons, Homer I think is 40, and in the beginning is like 36. But for some reasons, the other members of the family don't grow up. So Lisa and Bart are still 8 and 10, and they still attend the second year of elementary school and the fourth year of elementary school. So this is a huge deal. I think they should have had the characters grow up and change something, because after some time you are really growing up with them, and that's how you become affectionate to a show, when you grow up with them.
Yes, that's right. If you can see them in the teenage years, when they are like 15 or 16, those I think are pretty important years in your life. So if you can see something also of their life, you can think about the problems you have. So growing up, changing school, the change of your body also, and everything else. But this is not in the show. So I think this is the big problem. And as you said, of course, I think they're not going to change anything.
So our time for today is over. I think we will come back again with The Simpsons. Maybe we will analyze specific episodes in order to give a better idea of what the show looks like. But for now, I think that's it. So, bye.